This is the News Channel 5 Late Report.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brett Lee. Thank you for joining us. Stunning news out of New York City tonight. Police are reporting a near riot at a celebrity basketball game at the City College in Harlem. It's believed as many as 8 people have been killed, some 20 others injured. Witnesses say the victims were apparently crushed or smothered to death. The pushing and shoving started after the event sold out.
And the crowd opened the doors. Security didn't open those doors. After they let all the entertainers in, the fans managed to get the doors open. And after they saw that they got the doors open, they had no other choice but to start letting them in. So
running over people, they would not pick up the bodies. They wouldn't try to help pick up anyone. They were running, they were acting crazy, and it's really ridiculous.
New York's mayor says one of the dead includes a woman who was pregnant. Another suspicious East Nashville fire tonight. This time a Metro firefighter was hurt. Officials say he fell through the roof on the 2nd floor and his captain broke his fall on the floor below. The fire started out in what is believed to be a vacant duplex. Patrick Gill first reported it.
I came back, but we just arrived home and smelled smoke and saw the smoke and came across the street and looked through the backyard and saw the flames shooting from the windows. So.
Firefighters say this was the second fire at the house today. The first started in a different place. Witnesses say it's amazing no one was killed on Interstate 265 this afternoon. A tractor trailer swerved to keep from hitting a car that had lost control. The rig flew across the interstate into oncoming traffic. In all, 6 cars and 2 18-wheelers were involved. Police say only 2 people received minor injuries. A UT student has been charged with 4 counts of vehicular homicide in connection with last week's tragic accident in Knoxville. Police say Don Claiborne had been drinking when his car crashed, killing his brother, girlfriend, and 2 other UT students. Tonight, Claiborne is out on bond. The word at American Airlines tonight is cutbacks. American plans to hand out 1,250 pink slips in February. And that word is hitting hard in Nashville, where some 50 workers here will get the axe. But the news doesn't appear to be hurting the consumer. Officials say no flights will be cut and plans for expansion will continue. Well, President Bush can't seem to dodge the nation's economic problems, not even on his annual hunting trip in Texas. Randall Pinkston has the story.
Animal rights activists let their outrage be heard today as Mr. Bush spent a second day hunting quail on the ranch of a family friend. But the president chose to ignore them. The brief vacation gave the president a chance to also ignore political critics who say his aim on the economy is off. Bobwhite quail are targets that can't shoot back.
President Bush may have come to Beeville to escape some of the pressures back in Washington, but even in an area Mr. Bush considers home ground, he found himself confronted with some of the symptoms of the nation's economic crisis.
The Naval Air Station where the president landed is scheduled to be closed, wiping out more than 2,000 local jobs. At a community barbecue and music show in his honor, Mr. Bush tried to soothe the local concerns by spelling out an alphabet soup of federal programs intended to help with the transition.
The Economic Development Administration has $50 million in funding to assist communities across the country.
This crowd was an easy sell, but Mr. Bush acknowledged that millions of Americans aren't satisfied with his answers.
There's a lot of things aren't going the way I'd like to see them in this country, but Barbara and I have an inclination with our kids around us as we had them there at Camp David to count our blessings.
The president and his hunting buddies wrapped up their day in Beeville at a dance hall where he ordered a pitcher of beer but only stayed long enough to drink 1 glass between signing autographs.
I get told Barbara I was going to bed early, Dad. I don't want her to think I'm living it up here on the big, living it up on the town.
And he probably doesn't want Americans suffering from the economic downturn to think that either. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Beeville, Texas.
Well, the president is also playing spokesman for the American tourist industry in some commercials for British television. The president is seen selling the finer points of a vacation in America.
To visit America. And there's never been a better time than now. So what are you waiting for? An invitation from the president? America, it's yours to discover.
Those spots begin airing next month. Well, the ads are out for the big New Year's Eve bash. The decorations are already going up, and most hotels are still taking reservations. This time last year, most hotel parties were sold out, but this year it appears people are being a little more conservative with their money.
If you're at about 50% or 60% at this point, you're doing pretty well. You know, the big porch usually comes the last 2 days. We're currently at about 50% of our reservations right now, so we feel very confident that we're going to sell out this year.
But one hotel has already canceled. Shoney's Inn at Opryland has called off its party. Just ahead, grab a pen and paper. A huge Kentucky jackpot is at stake, and it's back, minus a few parts.
If you have a news tip or videotape of a story, call 248-5281.
Big bucks at stake tonight.